knocking another team out, making another team, basically making them your bitch. That's what it comes down to. Making that other team your bitch. And that's what the Commanders are playing for right now. The Eric Bieniemy effect. We talked about that, Monday or Tuesday? We talked about Eric Bieniemy basically building a culture in Washington, D.C., building a culture for the Commanders. Earlier in the season, the Commanders players hated it. Hated it. Now they're buying into it. The Commanders battled the Eagles. Yes, I know the 49ers whooped down the Eagles, whatever, like 40 points. We get it. Cool. 6-7 weeks ago. Awesome. The Commanders are a tough out. Smitty, like everybody else, don't be sleeping on the Commanders. Jonas Howard's in the chat. He says Washington does not have enough to stop them from bouncing back. I would agree with you to an extent, Jonas. I do know that the Washington Commanders, Halloween 2 months ago, they basically traded everybody and tried to wipe their hands, right? They tried to wipe their hands of like all the past and bring in the future. Chase Young, right? We forgot Chase Young was on the 49ers, right? They used to play on the Commanders. They want to come out and smack it at Chase Young, and Chase Young wants to smack it to them. We understand that. But the Washington Commanders are still pretty good. They had fat to trim on the defensive side. Chase Young and Sweat, right? They were the fat that had to get trimmed to build for the future. They didn't lose any of their offensive pieces. They still got Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell, two quarterbacks that can, possibly win you a game. Upset alert. Still have Brian Robertson. Still have Scary Carey, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson. They still have a lot of weapons on that Commanders offensive side. The Commanders are not going to be an easy out, guys. Slow it down. Slow it down. Jim says the Commanders being their last game is like playing East Carolina School for the Deaf and the Blind. So Jim is basically trying to say that the Commanders are not going to show up. They're going to check out. 2 weeks left in the season. We don't care. Our last home game? Well, we have 2 home games left. We're looking forward to Dallas, baby. No, I think the Commanders want to beat the 49ers. They want to beat the Cowboys, which is, that game's not going to matter whatsoever. They're more worried about the 49ers. Knocking a team from the first seed down to the second or third seed, possibly, that's a feather in your hat. Beating the Cowboys, yes, it is nice to beat a division foe, but you're not going to knock them out of the 5th seed. You're not going to knock them out of the number 1 seed. Right? It is what it is. Commanders for the last game is like scheduling the worst team in high school league for homecoming. Oh, Jimmy. So, guys, who do you got tonight? Or who do you got in that game? 49ers or the Commanders? I want to go with the upset. I would love to pick the upset. But to be determined. To be determined. I will release it Sunday morning when we do the game threads. I want to see how their offensive line looks. They got like 3 starters out, so I want to see how their offensive line looks, but we'll possibly see if we can pull the upset. Speaking of a game that matters a lot, this game matters very, 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 very much so. And that is the Raiders taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Indy. I possibly might make my way up to that game. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Tickets are about $150. Why not? Go up there, a little bit of tax write-off, bada bing, bada boom. Support the local team. Even though I'm a Chiefs fan, I'll be rooting for the Colts. Beat those nasty Raiders. Jim, let's make a date out of it, man. You can wear that stupid ass black jersey and I'll go buy a Colts jersey. We'll make a date out of it. But Raiders versus Colts, guys, this game has so much playoff implications in it, right? If the Raiders lose this game, their playoff hopes are basically out the window. They're gone, gone, gone.